Hello everyone, welcome to this video tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to um, investigate the last function that is related with indicator trend scanner. The function name is IsNoTrend. So from the name, looks like this function is not very exciting because it checks the trend status with no trend, which is the sideway moves. Normally the sideway moves is not very interesting period of time for any stocks. So because we do have this function, we need to spend a tutorial to only cover this function. Um, let's go into the documentation page. First of all, let's say what exactly this function is going to tell us. Okay, so here is the documentation for all the trend filter functions. IsNoTrend. Okay, so let's bring up here the section. Trend filter type indicator trend scanner. The function name is IsNoTrend. We have a look here. So this function is to find all equities currently with OBV indicators are moving in sideways, right? So combine with this return value true or false to define what do you exactly want to find out. Normally we use the return value true, so that will find you accurately find all the equities fulfill IsNoTrend conditions for you. If you're using return value false, as the document said, not. So this scenario, if you're using this false as the return value, will give you so many scenarios. So we not recommend you using this return value as 4 combined with this function. Okay, let's go into our application and I'll show you what exactly mean by trends. The trend scanner type is no trend for the this function. Okay, so I have opened a couple of charts here. So as you can see, the OBV is already open. So IsNoTrend means, sorry, I need to bring up this cover. The indicator trend scanner is no trends. The indicator trend scanner is no trend means this period of time. So when the OBV, like here, the OBV indicator is moving in a sideways. When this happens, this function will grab this function will return true, and this stock will be returned when you use this function as the scan filters. Okay, so yes, as you can see, there are so many period of time under the OBV indicator chart. They are all no trend. The time period, the continuing time period for the no trend could be different. Like here, it's quite long. It takes like 2 months. This OBV stays in low trend, but some of them can be very slim. Like here, as you can see, there's only one bar causing the OBV running into the no trend status. So basically, if this period of time in no trend is longer, very long, so that means that's more significant. That tells you the trend, the price underlying the underlying security is actually in the consolidation stage. If it's quite short, like just 1 week, you can ignore this because it doesn't really mean anything, because OBV runs into no trend but quickly turning back to uptrend again. Yes, as the name suggested, the OBV running into the no trend status sideways means there is no much buying power support the price to going up, and also there is no much selling pressure to push the price lower. And if you open the volume, and if you open the volume, as you can see, you also can apply a moving average on the volume. For example, you put a volume and you're saying you give it a time period for this moving average of volume, for example 20 weeks. So as you can see, when the OBV running into the no trend, especially in this couple of weeks, the volume is under 20 weeks moving average, right? So the volume is transaction volume is low, means not many transactions happening at this price range. So which is good, which fulfills the consolidation's attributes. When the price in the consolidation stages, you don't like to see the volume spikes, and you want to see the volume shrinks, the transaction volume shrinks. OBV, moving into the sideway moves, volume shrinks, price stops falling down, and that fulfills the characteristic of a consolidation, like here. After the OBV back into the uptrend, and also the price move out of the trading range, and volume picks up again, then the trend is moving up again. So the trend continues. Okay, so we explained the length of the period that OBV sitting in the no trend, was the significance of this, the width of the period, and we explained something what you want to see when the OBV continuing in the no trend status. You want to see the volume strengths, and meanwhile the price actions in it's falling into very narrow trading range, and that is the characteristic, that is the or the attributes of consolidation. Okay, next step, I'm going to show you guys how to create the filter by using this trend scanner OBV's no trend function. When you open trend filter management, like here, analysis, trend filter management, you bring up this trend filters management pane here. When you want to create a new filter, you right click on the rules or right click on anywhere, and then you select add filter. So the filter will be added for you with the default unique ID created. So you need to give it a name. For example, demo plus OBV weekly is no trend. You can give it description, or you can leave it as it is. Sentiment is neutral because you don't know what's going to happen. So normally when it's the no trends, there's sentiment is also neutral. Trend filter type, you will use the indicator trend scanner, because that functions belong to the indicator trend scanner. We are examining the OBV's trend, not the price trend. Indicator type, OBV unbalanced volume is the only choice for now. We'll release one. Chart type, because we want to check the weekly, so we pick up week. Function is no trend. Pick that function. Return value, as we said in here, the functions, the return value must be using true. Not recommend to use false, so we select true here. Once you finish that, you have already created a filter. In this filter, we are using the indicator trend scanner IsNoTrend function. Okay, let's create a market scan or market screen, market scan. So you open the analysis menu and point to the market scan management. You right click and add market scan. Okay, so the working process is always the same for everything here in this application. So it's very easy to follow. And you give it a name, demo plus weekly OBV is no trend. And once you give it a name, you select ASX 200, which is the market we are importing now at the moment. So we scan this market. Demo plus OB weekly is no trend is the filter that we want to create it, because we need to select this filter. We want to use this filter, so we double click. It goes to right hand side tree, which means you'll be using this condition for the scan. Time. So we're gonna scan for the the market starts and to the present day. Today is 8th of today's 8th of December. Oh, sorry, 8th of December. So today's 10th of December, and we scan up to today. And okay, once you prepared everything here, you can close. Where does that market scan? All right, let's close all. And all right, so once you create this market scan, you can use many of them, but for now we just demo this one. And you need to go into the market scan control panel if you want to kick off this market scan. So click the market scan control panel, looking for the scan you just created, market scan you just created, which is demo plus weekly OBV is no trend. So that's the one. I am assuming you will get lots of them, but let's just kick it off by click this star button. Okay, once you click star, it shows the summary. Everything is looking as expected, and we click OK. So as you can see, is many results being added in. Cool, it's finished. It says with 68 results. Okay, let's get going back to the market scan management page we just created here, and look at the scan result history. Right, at the moment it's empty because you need to refresh it. Okay, once you right click and refresh the result set, so we do have lots of results picked up by this market scan. All of them should fulfill the weekly OBV is no trend. Double click on that, looking for all. Let's see, from 0 to 67. Yes, that's fine. So 67, so that is 68 results. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one. That's a downtrend. The second one is uptrend. Both of them, their OBV is in a blue color. Double click on that. So up to today, as you can see, this AGL Energy, at the moment the OBV is in a blue color, so that's in no trend status, even though the overall price is in a solid downtrend, but OBV is in blue again. That's correct. So that's what we are looking for. And second one is then uptrend, ALL, Aristocrat Leisure. So it's a gaming company. Okay, as you can see here, OBV is in blue color, which means no trend. Okay. Let's take a look what else. Because we only have these functions, it will tells us it doesn't care. It doesn't really care the share price trend, because we're only looking at the OBV trend. So here you go. So the last one, this one seems just to turn into blue color from this week, OBV in the no trend. Okay, so I don't have to go through all of them, but basically this function is telling us a not that exciting scenario, which is our OBV chart is in the sideways moves. Looks like this function doesn't really doing much, but it doesn't tell us too much information. Most of the time, people saying the shares are in the sideways moves, owning 30% of time the price are in the up or down movement. I'm not sure is that true or not, but it basically means sideways move is very boring situation. But if you combine it, if you think it in another way, you might find more information from this function. So what I really mean is, if from the chart or price actions, for example, with the price actions, when first scenarios, when the share are break out or down from a very long period of time, from a from a pattern, from a trading range, what we call a trading range or pattern, for example, like here, right? So until it breaks down, nobody knows what this price is going to move in the future. But if once it breaks down from this trading pattern, and you already know after this many months of consolidation, finally the price decided to go in lower. So when this kind of moment, this is the moment that the share, no matter the share price or volume, has to be low trend, because this is quite excited moment for a price action. You don't want to see when the moment should be very excited, everybody should be very excited, but OBV in a no trend, and that doesn't matching perfectly. So if you see a major breakout or breakdown, or price creating a new high, especially after a long term of consolidation stages, we should see very excited price movement and plus the volume movement. But in such kind of exciting time, the OBV stays in the sideways moves. That means something's fishy. You need to be paying more attention about that break up or break down or new high. So let's say I don't really. It's pretty hard to find that perfect example. We're just trying to find out from this current chart. What I really want to say is every time and this price creates a new high and stays in a new high, and OBV should be in the uptrend as well, because you just create a new high, more people coming in, enjoying the buying side. So yeah, if the OBV going higher, and OBV should keep moving in the uptrend, and also OBV should create a new high. But after this high, as you can see, it doesn't create a new high. But this is not a really exciting example. It's not a very good example. I want to show you guys a old example for A2 milk. Okay, let's see what the OBV looks like here. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. All right, let's see the OBV let's compare this couple of times. First of all, this is the first high. OBV create a new high here, right? and then oh, let's click that one. Let's move the mouse too quickly. Okay, slowly. And when the price create a new high here, another new high. So this is the moment when the price breaks a new high, right? OBV does not create a new high. OBV doesn't show us very excited, right? And it's kind of flattering, and it stays in no trend for some time here. And what happened is, and you need to pay attention about this, because if you see a normal uptrend movement, for example, in this period of time, price breaks out from here, and OBV actually is sloping up, right? It created a new high, this bar. So see this one, this up move is the price breaks out to break out this short consolidation range. Very excited moment. OBV moves up, stays in uptrend. So that's what I mean. And here, it doesn't. It moves up, but it's OBV moves down. Don't know why. So that doesn't looking very normal. So that should be. You guys should be aware of this. Okay, last high is created by this couple of okay, what I mean is the last spike, 1 2 3, the last spike created double top. The second top is a little bit higher, OBV divergence, right? So it doesn't create a new high, but a little bit uh, it's sloping a little bit down. It's like flattering. So that's definitely not a good sign. And also OBV stays in no trend for quite some time, even when the price spikes and create a new high. So yeah, you should sell when the price close below the 30 weeks moving average or EMA. So that's the best chance you can sell it. But here you want to, what I mean is the no trend, OBV no trend happens in very excited, when the price has to be, you know, very excited, but it doesn't. It's flattering, and that's no good. Okay, so let's see what if you combine that situation with this OBV weekly IsNoTrend. See what we've got. I'm not sure we will get some meaningful results, but I want to show you guys is you can, if you're using this function alone, it doesn't tell you too much. But if you use this function along with another function, with another filters together, you might get some meaningful results. For example, you only want to see this kind of situation. You don't want to see stuff moving in sideway and downtrend. And now you can go weekly is bullish consolidation. Let's add this weekly bullish consolidation and do another scan. So this time, as you can see, we included another filter, the weekly bullish consolidation, because we only want to examine the uptrend consolidation in the uptrend situation, and also OBV in no trend, and we're seeking a buying opportunity. Let's see what we've got. Okay, this time, because we have more filters added in, we have less results. We need to refresh it, and we open up again. So as you can see, this time we are only returning the uptrend movement, but in the uptrend consolidation, most of them are, but you still need to, looks like this is a standard uptrend consolidation. This one still is, because for quite some time you're already moving an uptrend. Here it is, but there's some of them are not quite like this one. You want to AWC because this little uptrend. Looks like it's short. It's very short. It doesn't really looks like a standard long uptrend, but it's also this AWC, this one is looks like it has calculated in this short short what do we call intermediate trend, right? So this is uptrend, it's downtrend, but in this consolidation, but this consolidations takes lasts quite a long time at the moment, you can see. So it will be last 2 years because it's still creating a higher high and a higher low. So we consider it still it is a uptrend. But for consolidation areas for this couple of weeks, it's going down, but it's close to 30 weeks moving average. So we're still considering it is a bullish consolidation. And but if you take a look, the first one, second one, AST, and you can see some of here and here, this one are standard uptrend. Let's take a look at the INA. So uptrend consolidation, because uptrend right now is in the sideway moves in the blue color, and also our OBV is in the blue color. So do you think it is a good time to buy it, and you need to do more analysis? Let's add one more condition. For all the closing price has to be stays above the 30 weeks moving average, and the 30 weeks moving average has to moving up, and now we plus these two functions here, and see what we will get. So let's create a indicator, a filter. What we call is weekly closing price above 30 weeks EMA. Okay. I will show this is the first indicator filter, but I'm gonna create a lot of tutorials in that playlist and teach you guys how to use in those adding indicator filters. For example, I'm going to find all the stocks with their closing price, weekly closing price, and their value is larger or bigger than their 30 weeks moving average value. So in the right hand side, I'm going to say it's EMA, closing price is based on closing price for this moving average, and the weekly moving average, the average on should be 30 weeks because I'm select week, and also 30, and also value. Okay, when I save it, as you can see, weekly closing price stays above 30 weeks EMA. Let's add this condition to our scan. Let's refresh it. Add this weekly closing price above 30 weeks EMA. Refresh it. It's going back to here and do a last time. As you can see here, we added the indicator filter, weekly closing price above 30 weeks EMA. Let's see what we'll get. Because we're using more conditions, the scan will take longer because it checks more conditions for entire market. Looks like we don't have anything fulfill this condition. Okay, yeah, so that's why we don't have this condition available for that date. Let's say last week. I'm not sure we get something last week. Sometimes if you're adding lots of functions or filters, criteria here, you might not get anything because for that day, for that week, there's no there's no stocks fulfill this condition, but I change the date to last week Friday. It gets me a couple of stuff here. So yes, as you can see, this looks good now because 30 weeks moving average, and the EMA. Okay, so and the demo OBV weekly is up, IsNoTrend, weekly bullish consolidation. This is a good buying opportunity maybe. Let's see, what is this for? CSR weekly, last week. Yes, last week it stays above the 30 weeks moving average EMA, and OBV is no trend. So if you bought here and you got a little bit up for this week. So okay, let's close that one. Okay, so that's how you use this function. You're trying to find out. I'm very excited. So especially when your shares is at the moment is creating a new high, and also it breaks out from a long period of time of consolidation, breaks up or down, OBV should follow through. But if OBV doesn't, it doesn't mean 100% there's a reversal possibility, but you need to be careful of that. And also when you're doing the market scan, any functions alone, it will not give you some meaningful results. You need to use it with certain purposes. You need to combine this function with other functions or filters, even with other indicator filters, to try to give us a meaningful results. And then after that, you review each one of them, apply your technical analysis based on your intention of the scan, and finally you can come up with a decision which stocks you need to put in your buy or short list for the next week. Okay, so if you got a results, you also can right click and copy to clipboard. What I mean is you can actually paste it. So as you can see, once you do that, you have your report for your market scan results, and then it tells you what filters you're using, which time span you're scanning, how many results you got, and what is the code. And look at here. So you've got all the results. Okay, that's the little tool to help you save these results outside the application. Okay, I think that's pretty much all for this tutorial. It goes to half an hour already. So yeah, I think we should stop here, and then in the next tutorial we are going to switch to another indicator scanner type, which is our last one for the trend filters, which is our divergence scanner. Alright, so we already talked about the price trend scanner, indicator trend scanner. The last one is divergence scanner, as it involves a lot of functions and indicators. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next tutorials. Thanks for your watching. Thanks for your support. Bye for now.